To start off this session, it is my great pleasure to welcome, virtually though, on stage, IMO Secretary General-elect, Mr. Arsenio Dominguez.
First of all, let me start by thanking Samjam for the kind invitation and also congratulating her for all the great work that she continues to do, and it's actually testament for the success of the Maritime SheEO, which right now is on its fourth session, and it's the second event that, of course, that it's taking place in person. I'm really sorry that on this occasion I'm not able to be there to share all these different stories and experiences with you, but of course we are just about to start the next session of the IMO Council, followed by 2 weeks of the biennial IMO Assembly. But I think that it's also important to recognize not just the success that you are having, for example, on this fourth session and throughout the day, but the outreach of this event with over 2,000 attendees from more than 80 countries. And also testament to actually the theme that you're working on today. We are continuously evolving, and this is a fast-paced technology sector, and a global pandemic have proven that traditional workplace should not be the similar way that we were used to, and that the future it's actually for us to shape. With staff selection decisions made now a lot more based on the psychometrics, the experience, and the ability that the people have, rather than the demographic facing or the way that a name sounds, or the way that we are used to see each other in different offices. The reality is that the change is happening and taking place. The theme of this conference is diversity for innovation and growth. And one of the key areas to highlight here is gender within diversity. Now, one of the fundamental aspects of human interaction and understanding each other is at the heart of the work that we carry out here at IMO as part of the United Nations. And we stand all by these principles. And this is the essence of our work as we focus on the skills of listening, empathy, respect, comprehension, eloquence, and compromise. And IMO, in its 75 years history, has achieved many successes. But we still have not been as successful as we could have been when it comes to diversity and inclusion. And of course, there's always the stigma that shipping is a very male-dominated sector. And because it's very technical, it's probably more difficult to actually achieve more diversity. Now, I, in reality, do not share that, because nowadays it has been proven that we can all embrace change, and we can all actually be as diverse and successful. So there's more that can be done, and we don't always need someone from a minority group to actually provoke this change. What we need is champions of change, those who do not only celebrate diversity and inclusion, but also understand diversity and inclusion and the benefits that it's bringing. And all of you participating right now are those champions. And in the same line, you have my commitment for change, and a plan for change that, with regard to diversity and inclusion, IMO will change, and those changes will be in the short term and deliver long-term benefits. So when it comes to diversity, my objective is to build on the progress that we have made throughout the history of the organization, and in particularly in more recent years. But I will not focus only on statistics. Competency is key to demonstrate that we all have the same abilities. And this is something that I will encourage and support fully at the organization, inwards first, and then of course demonstrate it in an outward way in order to continue to enhance those goals of diversity that we all share. Enhance and building more partnerships of engagements with IMO. And here Maritime SheEO and all of you present and participating play a pivotal role. An example of this is that we're about to launch the second IMO Vista International Survey to measure the progress and guide our future actions. Now, I will exhort you to actually take active participation, not only yourselves, but promoting others to also be part on this survey, because that's what we need, the feedback on how to make change. With Maritime SheEO in particular, we have supported several activities, and we have had activities related to women in biofouling and grow litter, which are some of the main flagship projects where IMO is also enhancing environmental protection. We had activities related to decarbonization, digitalization, and diversity. And you will hear later on this afternoon from my colleague Helen, who is gladly participating there with you, on the work that IMO is carrying out on Sustainable Development Goals, on MARPOL at 50, which we're celebrating this year, and on decarbonization in more detail. Now, innovation is another subject on this conference. And what a better way to highlight here the success and participations of IMO in relation to innovation than with the recent adoption last July of the 2023 IMO GSG strategy. This adoption, this commitment, highlights what IMO is seeking for a better future in relation to all the agenda that we share of sustainable development and protection of the planet. Yes, there will be challenges, but it also comes with several opportunities, and they go from education and training, which is pivotal to achieve this decarbonization transition, new technologies and new fuels, and of course, better ways to operate ships and the operation of in general to become more efficient. And next year, the IMO theme will focus on navigating the future, safety first, creating a more than appropriate continuation from our theme this year, and in that way also enhancing the synergies between safety and the environmental agendas of the organization. Please allow me to highlight that yesterday was the UN Observance Day for the World Children's Day, which promotes international togetherness, awareness, and improve children's welfare. And of course, we need to accept and recognize that they are our future. And just as much as we need to engage more with the new generation, probably need to start explaining to the children what is the work that we do at IMO and in the maritime sector, its importance, and of course, how we can better achieve sustainability. And last week, I had the opportunity to welcome a class of 6 years old at IMO headquarters. It was a great experience to, again, hear what is their views from someone so young that it's also very interested in actually protecting the environment. And of course, prepare me better in the future, not only to asking questions regarding plastic pollution, of how we actually are planning to protect our oceans, but needless to say, that I now know that I need to also learn about how many teeth a shark has or how fast they can swim, because it's also important for the children, and that engages them into the work that we do in protecting the oceans. So I once again want to thank Sanjay and the organizers for the opportunity to speak at this conference. It is through essential platforms such as this one and contributors such as yourselves that the future talent emerges. It is our collective responsibility to demonstrate leadership, celebrate difference, and show how powerful a tool appreciation and awareness can be. Whilst not unique to gender, the topic of diversity is critical to advancement of women and all minorities in shipping. And my target is to look back in the future and see a new generation of talented women inspired to study, to contribute to this globally important industry, and to help to find some of the solutions that are critical to the success of the maritime community and the health and well-being of our planet. Thank you very much for the opportunity to speak again. I hope that I can be with you in future sessions of the Maritime SheEO, and I wish you a very successful for the rest of the day of the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Are you here, Sanjam? No. Thank you very much also from me and us to the Secretary-elect. We will definitely continue to challenge the status quo and drive change to increase our knowledge with new thinking together.